Yo, what's going on guys, DeWolves here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're looking at a bunch of Season 1 leaks. Because Season 1 is out now, that also means a lot of new leaks have come out because the game files can be data mined alongside more new leaked heroes that we can suspect for the future. So let's start with those new heroes, because XOX recently leaked the current disabled characters. So these, I think, are heroes that are in the game essentially, but they are disabled, meaning obviously we can't see them in the main game, we can't select them or anything like that. And these heroes are Human Torch and The Thing, which makes complete sense because they're coming later on in Season 1. And we can actually see their model in-game now. XOX did leak these. You can see the Thing's model right here, which is what he's going to look like in-game. And yeah, he looks pretty goofy. A lot of people have pointed that out, but that is The Thing after all. And then here is Human Torch as well. You can see a full model of how he's going to look in-game. Of course, this is just the model in like Blender or something, but the actual model in-game as well will look a lot cooler, as it will actually be in Marvel Rivals. But the other heroes that are currently disabled are Ultron and Blade. Now, obviously, Ultron we thought was coming in Season 1, as he was originally planned for Season 0, but pushed back. So this could mean that Ultron does release in Season 2, but just because he's in the files doesn't necessarily mean we know the date he's coming. That's the thing with these leaks. We don't know exactly when these heroes are coming, because there's no schedule linked in the files with them. But then we also have Blade, who we did talk about in yesterday's video, and it does seem like Blade will be coming in Season 2, since he is currently being held captive by Dracula, and in Season 1, it looks like the Fantastic Four will defeat Dracula and release Blade. But then we had 3 more characters. There's a character, 1053, and this is suspected to be Emma Frost. We also have a work in progress character, and then 1054, which is suspected to be Phoenix, aka Jean Grey. And this would make sense that Emma Frost and Jean Grey are both in the game files and seemingly going to release pretty soon compared to some of other leaked heroes that we've had. There's a few reasons for this. First of all, I think it makes sense that Emma Frost and Jean Grey are released in the same season, just like in this season they've released the Fantastic Four, as they are related in that way. But also on the new Sanctum Sanctorum map, which is where you'll play the Doom Match game mode, you can actually see a Frost International building, which is pretty interesting. So they're already kind of teasing it in the map that we just got in Season 1 today. And for any of you wondering, it's the Frost International, which was set up by Emma Frost's father. So having Emma Frost coming to the game in the near future would make a lot of sense now that the Frost International building has been teased. Now, Emma Frost's abilities were leaked, the names of the abilities anyway, and we know that she did have a diamond form and a human form, where of course in her diamond form, she'd probably have more health and she had more melee abilities. And in her human form, she had her mind control abilities. And then for Phoenix, she also had 2 forms. She had her Phoenix form and her human form, where it seemed in Phoenix form she could fly and obviously had fire related abilities, potentially even a revive. So I'm telling you, these 2 characters are going to be really interesting characters, and they're in the game files and there's more teasers for them. So I'm really excited for these guys to join the games. XOX Leak also shared this image, which I think was a story for Blade, and there's a lot of redacted information as well, which is fine, but we can read through this because this is more teasers for Blade, who again I suspect will be in Season 2. So despite there being redacted information, it says name's Blade. Folks call me that because of the swords I use to slice the heads off every vampire. It ain't an easy job, but I'm one of the few with the skills or the guts to do it. When I heard that Dracula had some sort of master plan brewing, somehow that freak cast a spell that stopped the sun from rising, trapping Manhattan in a state of non-stop darkness. See, I'm half vampire, half human. I've got all the powers of a regular vamp. And then it goes on to say Dracula already had a fortress there, and I was itching to pay him a visit. Turns out he knew I was coming and wanted to give me a proper welcome. That pasty creep ambushed me and hauled me away to the dungeon beneath his castle. So that's where Blade currently is. The giant castle in the background of the New York map is Dracula's castle, and trapped away is currently Blade. And the fact that he felt the same way about me is kind of an honor. Shackled to the wall in this something. Apparently there's some Asgardian squirrel named Ratatoska. Drax summoned that magic squirrel to Earth and locked it up in chains too. All I can do is wait and hope that someone eventually sets me free. it's gonna be a long night. So I think this is going to be a story that pops up a little bit later in Season 1 as we run up to Season 2, and this will be part of the teaser for Blade coming in Season 2. I think we pretty much know what to expect for Season 2 for Blade. He's definitely coming to the game, but it's cool to see this story, and I think a lot of the redacted information might be teasers to maybe another hero or some other info that, you know, we don't want to know yet, which is fair enough. It's nice to have leaks, but it's also nice to be excited about different things. In the game files as well, there was something related to Blade called a bat VFX object, and as you can see, this is just a bat. So one of Blade's abilities will likely have some bat effects, and this will probably be his ultimate, which was called New Moon, where I'd assume he turns into his vampire form, and, you know, maybe as he transforms, there's a bunch of bats that spin around him, or something like that. But it's cool that there is even more stuff in the files proving Blade is on his way. So that's all the new information about leaked heroes that we've got at the start of Season 1, but we also got a lot of information about new events, skins, and more that's dropping in Season 1, because the files can now be data mined. So let's take a look at those. So later in Season 1, there is going to be a new event. It's called Fortune and Colors, and it will start on January 23rd and run all the way to February 14th, being Valentine's Day. And then XOX Leaks said there's a Spring Festival event that's also in the files, but this could be related to the Fortune and Colors event, but it also might not be, as we know that Fortune and Colors ends on Valentine's Day. Maybe the Spring Festival also starts on Valentine's Day, because in these events, I think one of them is going to have a new skin for Reed Richards and Sue Storm, because in the files there's new skin themes, and one of them is the 60th wedding anniversary. This means we're going to be getting wedding anniversary skins for Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, because this year actually marks 60 years since the original comic where they got married, which is pretty awesome. They've come to the game together in Season 1, and now we're going to be getting wedding anniversary skins. Maybe they're dressed up as they would be in the wedding, where she's got a bridal dress and he's wearing a suit, or maybe completely different, I'm not sure. But I think this would also drop on Valentine's Day. Maybe not, but I think it makes a lot of sense to just drop this on Valentine's Day when love is in the air. Now, there are some assets in the game for the spring event that might give us a hint, maybe not, but XOX Leak did share these two images. There's an activity icon, which looks like this for the Spring Festival. You know, it's just this kind of red paint. And then also a store background image, which looks like this. So really, we don't have much intel on this, but it's definitely coming, as there's even assets in the game. There's also some other skin themes called Clashing Lions, Hellfire Gala, and Gothic Recursion. Not entirely sure what they are, but the 60th wedding anniversary skins, I'm definitely excited for. These are the icons for those skins we talked about. The 60th wedding anniversary theme has this rose. The Clashing Lions has this Chinese dragon, lion kind of picture. And then Gothic Recursion is the Season 1 theme image. Now let's go back to those events, because there's a new event exclusive game mode called Chinese Rugby. It says Clash of Dancing Lions. You pass the ball to score points, and you can score 1 or 3 points per goal. So we're going to get a cool new game mode in Marvel Rivals that's nothing like your normal Marvel Rivals game modes. It's more of a fun, limited time sport mode. A little bit like in Overwatch, where we had Lucio Ball, but now we get Chinese Rugby in Marvel Rivals, and that's all we really know about it at the moment. This could be part of the Spring Festival event or the Fortune and Colors event, so expect to see this pretty soon in the game. But I think it's cool that they're adding quirky different game modes that will be a lot of fun. There was some more information about new skins. There's a new Infinity War store theme, so it looks like we'll be getting more of the MCU skins where the characters are dressed as they were in Avengers Infinity War. Also, in the Season 1 event right now, if you complete all the challenges, you will get the Reborn from Ragnarok Thor skin, the OG Thor skin, and this is actually what it looks like in game. So if you do manage to complete those challenges, this is the skin you'll be getting. And honestly, I think this is an awesome skin for them to drop in a free seasonal event, because, you know, it's an OG skin, it's classic Thor, it looks sick. It might not be the most extravagant and crazy, but it has some actual meaning to it, and I think it's a nice skin they're actually giving away for free. So huge that we get this Thor skin in Season 1, and I think that honestly brings us to a close for the Season 1 leaks. I think there's not a lot of new information, mainly because these data miners actually had their hands on the Season 1 build early, and that's why we had so many leaks before. But overall, I'm definitely super excited for what's to come in Season 1. And now just go and have fun and play the game, and I'll keep you guys updated when we get any news. I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.